Hey, what's up, everybody? Just want to make a quick video on how silver stacking has changed my life. And maybe some of you have similar stories to mine, but I'm going to share with you a pretty personal level, on a personal level story. Okay, so before I can tell you how silver stacking has changed my life, I'm going to start off with what I did before I started silver stacking, gold stacking, stacking precious metals. So prior to this, I used to be really big into sports cards collecting, um, sports memorabilia collecting, and I used to spend a lot of money on this. I could probably pull out a box of probably 10,000 sports cards that I still have today that I probably wouldn't be able to get for all 10,000, probably $20 for, okay? And then I used to be into, just before I got into silver stacking, I was really big into sports memorabilia. Now, there is a market for that, um, but it's just not as big of a market as, precious metals, stuff like that. Precious metals is worldwide. Sports memorabilia, baseball, basketball, football, hockey is pretty much limited to the United States for the most part. Maybe some in Canada, but for the most part in the United States. So the market is fairly small. So I used to be big into sports cards, sports memorabilia. I used to buy $100 pairs of gym shoes, Michael Jordan's shoes, um, and whatever other shoe at the time that I wanted. Going out to eat every day, doing stuff like that, just blowing money, being reckless, and that's why a lot of my most recent videos over the last probably 4, 5, 6, 7 months has been about paying off debt, saving cash, and stacking silver, gold, precious metals because that is personal to me. That is what I am doing. That's what I am interested in. Um, and basically getting out of debt. Okay, so now that we talked about that, what I used to do, um, then I had a conversation with somebody who I used to work with. And he was from, I believe, India, and we were talking about value. And he said, "Why do you collect sports cards? There is no value in that." I said, "Sure there is. Look at eBay, but there's no value." I said, "Go look at all the sold listings. There is value in sports cards." He says, "Yeah, but if you go to a different country, you're not going to get anything for that. There's value in precious metals." And that's really how I got into stacking precious metals. It wasn't from watching YouTube videos. This was before, YouTube, really before YouTube really caught fire in the precious metals market. This was probably back in 2007, 2008, somewhere around there. So I said, you know what? Then I had to take a step back and say, you know what? You're probably right. So that's when I kind of stopped the whole card collecting thing, um, and wanted to spend my money more wisely. So then I got into silver. I got into silver for a little while. Then I sold it all. Um, and then I really wanted to get back into stacking silver, but silver was at like $40 an ounce. That was right when silver blew up in price. $40 an ounce, $35 an ounce. And I said, I'm not going to get back into it. I really wanted to get back into it, but I said, I'm not going to get back into it until silver got at least $20 or below $20 an ounce. So that's when in 2014 is when I really, or 2015 is really when I started getting back into stacking silver. and stacking gold. Silver at that time, when I got back into it, was at about $14, $15, and some change. Pretty much where it is currently. I believe we're at just over $16 an ounce, but pretty much where it is right now. So when I started getting into stacking silver, I started off stacking silver, in my opinion, probably the wrong way, and that is stacking high premium silver Perth Mint coins. Even though I still buy Perth Mint, I still buy collectible coins, but I just buy for the collection, one or two for the collection, and then lower premium American Silver Eagles, Perth Mint Kangaroos, um, maybe some Britannias. Not this one here. This one is just for the collection. This is the Oriental Border. This is more of a collector coin than a stacker's coin. But lower premium Britannias, Canadian Maple Leafs, depending on what you like. Here in the United States is probably wiser. If you're going to collect or stack a coin, probably the American Silver Eagle. And that is pretty much right now the base of my stack, silver stack, is the American Silver Eagle. So now getting to how silver has changed my life, and not just silver, but this YouTube community. If I was starting over in stacking silver, my stacking journey, I would pay off debt prior to, or at least pay off more debt prior to stacking a whole lot of silver, maybe a little bit of silver here and there, but more of my money going towards paying off debt. Now, when I say debt, I have never had credit card debt. That's just something that I always viewed as not good. Credit card debt. I think we should all view credit card debt as probably the worst debt possible. But paying off the cars, paying off, maybe putting some extra money towards paying off the mortgage. And that's my focus right now, is stacking a little bit of silver, stacking a little bit of gold when gold prices go back down, of course, and putting more money towards paying off debt, paying off the automobiles, paying off that mortgage, putting more extra money towards the principal of the mortgage so it gets paid down a little bit quicker. And I would never have started doing that if I wouldn't have got into stacking silver and got into this YouTube community, because stacking silver, and watching the other YouTube channels and watching people comment on my videos about being fiscally responsible, saving cash, and paying off debt. Now, I don't eat out nearly as much as I used to. You got to treat yourself every now and then. You got to buy yourself something every now and then, or else life is kind of boring. So you got to treat yourself to some things. I take family vacations. That's how I treat myself, is going on vacation, taking a trip here and there. But that's usually about it. I eat my meals in, trying to pay off, debt as fast as I can. Trying to pay off the auto loans, which I'm probably not too far away from doing, and then putting some extra cash on the mortgage to try, because I don't want to have to be owned by somebody, by a bank or something else, or somebody else, a credit union or whatever. So when I go to a store, or if I go past a drive-through or something, I say, do I really want to spend my money on that, or do I rather put my money into something that's going to help preserve my wealth, and not something that's going to get flushed down the toilet, or something that's going to wear out and it's going to end up in the garbage. Because when you buy those expensive pair of shoes, or when you go to the drive-through and you're paying $2-3 for a little sandwich, you can spend that money a lot better if you go to the store, buy it yourself, make it yourself, because you're paying for someone else to prepare that food, and you're getting a lot less for it. So how silver has changed my life, not just silver, but this YouTube community, even people who are not just the content creators, but the people who actually comment on my videos about wealth preservation, paying off debt, um, saving cash, having a big sum of savings, of cash wherever you decide to keep it, whether it be in a safe in your house, somewhere in your house, under your mattress, which is highly not. I don't advise anybody keeping cash under their mattress, by the way, or in the bank, or wherever you keep cash. We have to have a large amount of savings. Some of our savings is tied up is right here in silver, in a physical asset, in silver and in gold. But that's how stacking and this YouTube community has changed my life, is learning that it's better to pay off debt and to have a nice savings account. And I view being responsible as paying off debt, having a savings, um, and just not being owned by somebody else. You are truly free. You're truly free if you're not owing somebody else money. So know what you guys think in the comment section below. This video is way too long. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to everybody on my next video. Thanks a lot, everyone.